Lads, we are back. Welcome, Bard of the Cards. And today's podcast, today's Bard of the Cards episode is brought to you by me, with me as the special guest. There's nobody else here. I wanted to do one kind of as an impromptu. I didn't want to try and get anybody else. So you're getting a Bard of the Cards episode completely unedited, completely raw, with the footage in the background being me working on a deck, in theory, trying to figure out a new deck that I want to play. So that's going to be the background, but we're going to be talking about Worlds. We're going to have a couple of announcements, what's going on with Bard of the Cards in the near future, things like that. So we're going to jump right in to Bard of the Cards. So to those of you that are first-time listeners, this is episode, I think, 9 of Bard of the Cards, 8, maybe 8. I don't know the exact number. Honestly, I don't. But we've had a few episodes already. Those are in the description to the links to the channels that other people have joined me from, such as Simo, Blade YGO, Modern Day Duelist, RVR Chaos Duelist, Modern Day Duelists editor, Toli, guys from the team and from my local shop. We've been very fortunate in our interviews and in our podcast so far, and I look forward to continue doing them. Hopefully I can get a couple more people in on it. I've got a couple of guests that I've been working on trying to get on, but it's just kind of hard to match schedules and get things to work out because I work for a living and they do YouTube for a living, and maybe I might do it with a couple of smaller channels. I am going to try and reach out to a couple of different people, but so we're going to start with the announcements. We're going to get through the hard stuff first. The first announcement is that I have my regional tour schedule for up until October figured out. We will not be doing any events in September. I won't be personally, so the channel won't be going to any events in September, but that's just because there's nothing near enough to me that isn't coinciding with life events for my daughter's birthday and things like that. So I've got a couple of things that I have to take care of. So September's not going to have any, but we're going to go to 2 events in October, and we have one event in later this month. So fingers crossed. We'll let you know which one we're doing, what event we're doing later in the month. So that's it for that announcement. The next announcement is I'm actually working on a new series specifically for the channel, and it's how do I put this? It's going to be about food. I'm going to take all of my knowledge and all of my skills with cooking and healthy eating and proper balanced diets to come up with a short mini-series, and that mini-series is healthy eating for Yu-Gi-Oh! Going to events. So healthy snacks you can bring with you for the road, healthy snacks you can make yourself, proper dieting, proper exercising, things you can do to keep yourself in the best possible health you can. It's super important. It's near and dear to my heart, and you guys will be hearing more about that once the project is more streamlined. I've got a little bit more work to do. I'm talking to a couple of dietitians and culinarians I know to come up with a couple of recipes and stuff like that we're going to bring forward. But I wanted to let you guys know that we are bringing a food segment to the channel. With the events that we're going to be doing, we are working on the YCS in Las Vegas. I hope I get to go to that. That's the push. That's going to be super fun. But that's the big YCS we're looking at. We're also looking at another YCS for later this year. It may, if we're lucky, we're going to be able to do one for the early part of the season, but I don't know. I don't even know all the YCS locations. So we'll have to figure that out in the coming months. But that's the two. We are trying to figure out the YCS in Vegas, if we can do it. It's going to be hard because it's in February and it's a weird month. But we'll see. Excuse me. So that's the stuff that's going on there. as it pertains to our scheduling. We've done a lot. We've done a lot this summer. This summer has been the summer of Yin Yang Zing. I have thought about. I was thinking about rebranding for a short period of time. I want you guys to hear this story. So I was thinking about rebranding for a short period of time because the guy that I started the channel with, he has left Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the past year and a half. He's left the game. He stopped playing, which is fine. I mean, he's pursuing Pokemon. He was pursuing Worlds. He and I are still friends and everything. Like, there's no animosity or anything. It's nothing bad. He's just been less involved with the channel, and I've shifted the focus strictly to Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is perfectly fine. I've gotten progressively better at editing, but I'm still not a good editor. I could really use an editor. I was also contemplating, with the rebranding, was contemplating opening a Patreon. I'm not going to do that. Not yet. I would love to be able to ask you guys, and I would love to be able to create special content just for patrons, but I have a couple of reasons as to why I don't have a Patreon right now. First and foremost, my recording schedule is really up in the air, and I don't always have the ability to produce content for you guys that would be able to be something exclusive for patrons. And that's unfortunate. I would love to be able to ask you guys, hey, if you have the extra funds and you really like the content that I'm putting out, donate. Well, I don't want to do that because of that reason, because I can't give you something for your patronage, and I don't want you giving money for nothing. And if you're giving money because you like my content, great. If that's the only thing you want from it. But I want to have something for my patrons, for tiers, and in order to do that, I have to have a better recording schedule, which I just don't have at the moment. Working a full-time job and having 2 kids and a family that I provide for, they take precedence over this YouTube channel. But I'm trying to get better about it. And my upload schedule's been all over the place. I know you guys have seen it. It's been crazy. I decided to shift to Tuesdays and Thursdays for the month of August. And then when something big drops, I'll make a video about it if I have the time. But it's one of those things where it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I have to choose my battles. So I've gone with Tuesdays and Thursdays for now. I was doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I like that schedule, but it's hard to pull off that schedule. Now that I'm in a better spot, I'm going to stick to the Tuesday, Thursdays, just because I'm able to create 2 videos that will potentially have, will be fine to wait throughout the week. And I'm working on live streaming again, but live streaming has taken a back seat just to life. All right, so that's it for my announcements. There's a lot of announcements there. There's a lot to unpack there. And now we're going to jump right into Bard of the Cards. So let's talk about Worlds, since we can. Worlds actually has quite a few decks that could be very viable. And Crusadia Guard Dragon, honestly, I think could be the combo deck of Worlds. Because, or Crusadia Thunder Guard Dragon could be the deck that takes Worlds. I think that's the dark horse pick. In my opinion, it's the dark horse pick. For the simple fact that nothing's gone. I mean, Crusadia Guard Dragon actually is very, very powerful in the current landscape because, I mean, everything is it's relatively cheap. It's pretty straightforward. And it's just something that's not bad. I mean, it's got a lot of power plays. It can do a lot of different things. You can run the Synchro Cat stuff. You can run A couple of different variants of different avenues and trees that you want to run, but I think that it's one of the more powerful decks going into the Worlds formats. I think it has a real chance at being very viable as a deck, and I'm building it right now because I'm looking at testing it. The card you need adding is Crusadia Power, and Crusadia Power is pretty good. It just prevents it from being... It's unaffected by card effects except its own. So, it can be good. It's to protect Magius. Use Magius, they chain Ash, you chain Power, and now it's unaffected. Ash tries to do it, but it doesn't do anything because it's dead. It's just an option I'm looking at. I don't know if it's going to be something that makes the final build, but it is a thought. It's the same with Testament. So Crusadia is a fairly large engine, and it does a lot of different things. So let's break down Crusadia since we're here. So the Crusadia Guard Dragon is main deck. It's what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 monsters. That can take place for the dangers. They add consistency. Then you just add basic Thunder Dragon. And what else? Well, okay, so you add Thunder Dragon, and then... Goodness. Oh, excuse me, it's been a long day. So you add the Thunder Dragon stuff, the easy to summon ones. You're able to add the extra Guard Dragon stuff, but there's a lot of really good value in it. It's affordable. It's honestly probably the strongest, in my opinion, combo deck. I think if any combo deck's going to take it, it's going to be this. And I think this is the sleeper combo deck for it. I think it's one of the sleeper decks for the entire event. Goodness gracious. So that's just my thoughts. I think Crusadia Guard Dragon has a real shot at being a powerful contender for being a real contender for the entire event. So outside of Crusadia Guard Dragon, I think there's 3 real decks that could take it, and then I have 1 sleeper pick. So, and they're all control decks. First and foremost, Guru Control has a real chance at being a dominant force. It doesn't have anything really hit. It has 1 terraforming. I mean, not that big a deal. The rest of the deck is completely capable of playing through and winning the event as a whole. So, it's kind of picking your poison in that respect. And I think that it has a real chance at succeeding in and I can't remember which one of these I wanted to add. I think it's Lightning Strike. No, I want to read it. The second control deck, because it's only affected by the OCG ban list and not the TCG ban list, I think that Salamangreat has a real chance at Salamangreat has a real potential chance at breaking through the mold and being able to fight back and win. So Salamangreat, I think, is the second most likely deck to win. But, because Salamangreat can still do Salamangreat things. So, what's the final deck? And this is the deck that I think is the most likely to win it. Sky Striker. Sky Striker hasn't lost a thing really, in the grand scheme of things. Multi-rolls at 3 for the World Championship. But I think it's got 2 Engage and 2 Widow Anchor. That's not going to negatively impact it enough to where I think that it's going to lose. I feel like Sky Striker players have been able to play with their deck for long enough to be able to figure out how to play with only 2. I think it's going to be the international deck of choice. I think it's going to be played more heavily than Salamangreat, than some Subterra Guru. The only other deck that might potentially play it is Crusadia Guard Dragon. Is the only other international choice that I think could be played. But those are just my thoughts on the World Championship. I knew this wasn't going to be a super long episode of Bard of the Cards, but I did want to give you guys those announcements at the beginning. But it's crazy to think, like, it's crazy that Sky Striker is probably going to win Worlds, and it's only been taking little hits. It's lasted for as long as it has. Normally decks don't last this long, but Konami got to make damn money. And that makes sense. From a business standpoint, like, it 100% makes sense. You don't have to like it for it to be at least a smart business strategy. They're trying to maximize the money that they're making on a deck. So, kudos to them for making these decisions. I can't spell. For trying to make Jesus, I can't think. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. It's been a long week. And then there's one other deck that I think could really take it. So, I guess I'll talk about it. I think that, honestly, Burning Abyss has a real chance at sneaking in a win at this World. Because there's no real deck that counters it. It's super viable. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. I'll be wrong again in the future. I'm not perfect. But, guys, this is what I'm thinking of the World Championship qualifier. This has been Bard of the Cards. I hope you guys have enjoyed these Bard of the Cards episodes. This is probably one of the weirdest ones because it's just me. I am working on bringing you guys more of them. It is a once-a-month podcast. You guys got 3 of them from Nationals, and they were week to week to week. So you got 3 episodes, 3 weeks, like back to back to back, and it was super great talking to all these people. I look forward to doing another one in the near future. And at the 1-year mark, sometime in March, I would hopefully be able to do a repeat session with Modern Day Duelist himself. I think that would be awesome. But, guys, this has been the World Championship Discussion Podcast. Wait, that's not the name. Awkward silences are awkward. So, this has been Bard of the Cards, World Championship Qualifier Edition, World Championship Edition. We'll be getting back into the swing of things here in the next few weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to check out all the other guests in the comment section below. Make sure to check out the Facebook and Twitter. And do the usual. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And thanks again for making Bard of the Cards one of my favorite things to do.